In the animal kingdom, power and domination are two of the most important things. At every turn, so many species of animals must put their power and dominance on display, which usually results in brutal battles. Animals fight for the reasons of territory, to claim their stake as leader of a group, and for mating purposes. It's never an easy sight to watch, and with some animals, it's downright horrifying. So among so many brutal animal fights for domination, what are some of the absolute worst? Grey wolves. How do we explain grey wolves? Here's one way. They're insane, especially the males. Grey wolves not only fight within their pack to assert dominance and keep a strict hierarchy, but they will also battle with grey wolves of other packs. This usually just happens when territory is being closed in on. All wolves are extremely territorial, grey wolves being no exception. They will engage in ruthless battles to keep their territory or to steal away an enemy's territory. If they even sense that something is amiss, they fly into a fury. This usually happens with an entire pack battling another pack, and typically the pack that engages in the fight does so because they outnumber their opponents. Females are especially conservative in this respect. Usually they will only engage in battle if they know their pack outnumbers the other by at least 1.5 times. But the males, they are the insane ones. They don't care if they are outnumbered. They could be outnumbered by 3.5 times and they will still run into battle with bloodthirsty howls. The outcome of those battles are never pretty. Chimpanzee. You might be surprised to find this ape on our list, the chimpanzee. But the acts of chimps are worthy of a rated R slasher film that your parents wouldn't let you watch as a kid. Chimpanzees are extremely territorial, so disputes of territory are a big thing to set off fights. But so is the kidnapping of fertile females. You heard right. As ludicrous as it sounds, it happens, and it angers the chimps to no end. Jane Goodall witnessed wars among the chimpanzees that she studied and spoke about how the horrific images would haunt her dreams and jolt her awake in the night. She witnessed chimpanzees striking others repeatedly with sticks. She saw them rip pieces of flesh off the thighs of others. She once saw one chimpanzee lift a 4-pound rock and heave it at another chimp that was laying down. And worst of all, a chimp aptly named Satan, she once saw him, after a brutal war, lift another chimp's chin and drink the blood from his massive wound. As horrific as a chimpanzee war sounds, it still isn't the worst ape war you could witness. There's worse to come. Giraffes. The tallest animal on our list is also the tallest animal in the world, the giraffe. You often think of them as being majestic and elegant creatures, unique and beautiful. Their long neck stands out. They're so graceful as they eat leaves from the highest of branches. Could they really get so violent? The answer? Absolutely. Male giraffes will often fight over territory, not willing to give up their land to a rival mate. But just as often they fight for mating rights. When a male giraffe finds a female, he is rarely the only male to have found her. And now the two must do battle to claim their stake to the rights to mate with her. Many people wonder how these long-necked animals would even fight, and the answer is actually staring you right in the face. With their necks. They are long, strong weapons that they swing wildly about at each other. As you can imagine, their necks are strong. They're able to lift 600 pounds with their necks alone. So to swing that thing at another giraffe, it can prove deadly. A swing of a giraffe neck can break a limb, a horn, and oftentimes they break the other giraffe's neck. They will sometimes continue on in life with that broken neck, but there are plenty of times in which they eventually die from the injuries. Bighorn sheep. When you think of sheep, you think of sheep's wool, not sheep's war. But with bighorn sheep, things get out of hand real fast. The male bighorn sheep, or rams, fight with one another quite often. When one ram wants to challenge another to a fight, he'll provoke him in any number of ways. Oftentimes they kick one another in the body, sometimes even aiming for the genitals. That's a surefire way to anger the other ram. And then when the kicked ram is ticked off, the two engage in a brutal fight, headbutting one another with their thick, sturdy horns. They will do this repeatedly, bashing each other in the head multiple times. The impact is so great that many times one or both rams will leave the battle with a concussion or other serious head traumas. You want an idea of how much it hurts? The force of the impact is delivered at roughly 22 miles per hour, which would be enough to kill a human instantly. Their headbutting techniques may be unique, The focus on the genitals from earlier, not as unique as you may think. There's another vicious animal who dabbles in that area as well. Elephants. How about a battle between a couple members of the world's largest land animals? Elephants. African bush elephants can get up to 10 feet tall and can weigh 13,000 pounds. And what might the biggest land animals in the world be fighting over? Women. Typical. Two male elephants will battle each other to claim their stake of mating with the females, and sometimes they will even battle for days straight. There have even been instances where two male elephants will fight one another for close to 3 days. It's a marathon of a fight. They will lock their tusks and go to war with one another. Many times one elephant will back down after seeing he is being overpowered. But when these elephants are all jacked up with elevated testosterone levels, they don't think to back down at times, and the battles can result in death. Don't forget, they're working with a lot of muscle and with those dangerous tusks. No elephant is guaranteed to leave a fight with his life. Elephant seals. From elephants to elephant seals. You might not be intimidated by that body type when you see it, but you'd be intimidated when you found out he weighs about 2.5 tons. Then again, would another elephant seal be intimidated by him? He will also weigh 2.5 tons. This will be a 5-ton fight. Elephant seals get extremely aggressive when they claim territories as their own and plan to keep the female to themselves, and they will fight rival males with everything they've got. Throwing their weight around, clamping down with their jaws and delivering long, powerful bites into the other's back. The battles get bloody and gruesome. Usually the losing elephant seal will back down before it's too late, but not always. And even after an elephant seal wins his battle against one male, he won't be assured that he won't have to fight off another soon enough. Rhinos. Let's talk about another gigantic animal, the rhino. White rhinos can be over 6 feet tall at the shoulder and weigh over 5,000 pounds. These are extremely strong individuals. Don't let the diet consisting of grasses and plants fool you. White rhinos have those plant-based muscles. It is estimated that white rhinos can pull between 1,700 and 2,500 pounds. And when you look at a rhino, you see this big hulking figure. You'd think they can't run too fast, but white rhinos can hit speeds of up to 31 miles per hour. Rhino males will fight over territory and also to establish dominance so that they have the right to mate with the females. The scariest part about a rhino fight is not just the two gigantic titans throwing their weight around. It's those thick, sharp horns on the front of their faces. They wield them like weapons because, well, they are. They will stab and gouge and slash and rip until their opponent is wounded and bloody, sometimes critically, sometimes mortally. It's expected that the battles are brutal. They're enormous, strong individuals, and they're essentially running around with daggers atop their noses. The sands of the African grounds always wind up red with blood after a rhino battle, blood from the loser and the winner. Grizzly bears. Some of the largest land predators in the world are the very powerful grizzly bears. And when you look at the coastal grizzlies, they can get enormous. Alaskan grizzlies can get up to 900 pounds, sometimes even a cool 1,000. They are vicious and extremely dangerous, with sharp claws on enormous hands, muscular bodies, and powerful jaws that can exert 1,160 pounds per square inch when they bite. That's the 12th strongest known bite of the animal kingdom. When grizzly males decide to fight, the battle could be to the death. They grapple with one another and swing and bite, standing up on their hind legs. A grizzly battle can actually look like two boxers in the ring. But then it turns into a UFC battle when you actually see one grizzly take the other one down to the ground, pulling off wrestling moves and pinning their opponent down while they inflict massive amounts of damage. They not only will bite their opponent, they bite while ripping their head back and forth, tearing at the flesh, and sometimes even resulting in the death of one grizzly. Gorillas. The largest apes in the world are gorillas. The largest of them, silverback gorillas. Silverbacks are massive, sometimes standing 6 feet and 5 inches tall and weighing close to 450 pounds. They are just about pure muscle, amazing specimens of power and strength. It is said that a gorilla is at least 10 times stronger than the average human, and a gorilla's punch could shatter a human skull. Many large animals are powerful. The scariest part about a gorilla is the fact that they can move like a human. They can grab, punch, kick. They can even bite with powerful jaws that exert 1,300 pounds per square inch. That's the 9th strongest known bite force among all animals. Not bad for an animal that rarely ever eats any meat. Oftentimes, silverback males want to start their own groups and they try to take gorillas away from other groups. Essentially kidnapping. When the silverback males catch wind of this, they are less than pleased. This is one of the big reasons silverbacks will engage in a fight, and when they do, it's absolute mayhem. There are powerful bites, there are right crosses thrown, left jabs, wild haymakers. It's like watching two heavyweights in the ring. Neither are fighting for a prize, both are fighting for their lives. And both are fighting knowing they may very well take the other's life. It doesn't often result in death, but nothing is off the table when a rival gorilla tries to kidnap your family member. Even with all this carnage, this still isn't the most gruesome battle you'll see. Lions. The most brutal animal fights belong to the lions. Lions are usually between 6 and 8 feet long, plenty of times they get even longer, and they average about 350 to 500 pounds. Then again, we've seen many a lion pushing past 500 pounds, and it isn't from laziness. These felines are all muscle. Lion prides are well documented. It's the family group consisting of males, females, and cubs. The lion pride is run by and protected by the coalition of male adult lions that was formed prior. It can be just 2 male lions. It can be more, sometimes even up to 6. The male lions protect the pride, and they protect their territory. They also oftentimes scope out new territories and new prides to take over. As you can imagine, no male lion likes the idea of others honing in on their land and on their females. Warning roars are given, and if those don't suffice, battles break out. Male lions are ruthless in their fights, pouncing, clawing, biting, and often going for the genitals. They will completely destroy another male lion in his most precious area, weakening him and then continuing to take him apart. They will deliver bites on the legs and spines, making their enemies incapacitated. Lion battles often end in death, bloody and gory deaths. In some rare cases, male lions will partake in cannibalism and eat their victim. Sometimes afterwards they take over their deceased opponent's pride, fixing to mate with the females, but not liking that there are already some cubs in the pride, and then killing and eating them too. Like we mentioned, there are some brutal animal fights happening out there in the world. They're all intense, but lions are just ruthless. They operate under one rule: there are no rules.